Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, and today I'll be showing you how to write a movie review. Are you a movie fan? Whether you're a casual or avid watcher, knowing how to properly critique a film can add a lot to your overall movie-going experience. You can learn how to share your thoughts and opinions effectively through a film review in just a few simple steps. I myself am a huge movie fan, of course, and I'm also a film student at the moment. I watch and read film reviews constantly and have learned more about them and the in-depth process through my film classes. So today I'll be going over the actual steps and process of writing a film review, the main things you need to consider while writing, and how to properly and clearly convey your message and tone. So for this demonstration, we will be using the 2021 short film Ignore It as our example. I will have this film linked in the description below if you'd like to watch it and follow along with me in the steps as we write this review. So obviously your first step when writing a review is going to be watching. So I would recommend watching this film twice. Once just to get the first experience, and the second time I like to take notes, and these don't have to be super great or well organized or detailed notes. They're kind of just quick things that you jot down that you notice that stick out to you right away that you don't want to forget when you do your more detailed review later. So here are my notes, and again, they're not very detailed or very long. They're just simple things that really stood out to me that I wanted to make sure I got down right away. So some of my notes were a shot that really stood out to me, some of the noises in the background, what I felt like the overall tone was, the suspense, some of the acting performances that really stood out to me, and the great performance, some of the performances that stood out for me, and kind of what maybe my first thought on what the theme of this movie is. So I also went in after I took my notes and did a little bit of research about the director, who I learned didn't have a lot of directing credits to his name. He's mostly a part of films on the more special effects side. So after you have gathered all of your information and you've kind of began forming your opinion, the next step is to create an outline. So this is a super basic outline that I've created, and this is kind of the general outline that I like to follow when writing my film reviews, and it really follows kind of a more common essay structure. So let's get more into what is actually in this outline and what does it mean. So first we have your introduction paragraph, which this is where you're going to put in a summary, which, by the way, always try to make this spoiler free for a review. So this is just a really brief overlook of the film, the director, when it came out, really all the basic information that a moviegoer would need to know. And so the next, to move on to the body, this is where you're really going to do all of the reviewing portion of this. So the first paragraph for my body, I usually like to do my overall opinions of the film. So this is where I'm going to put pretty much everything that I put in my notes. This is where that comes out, really comes in handy. So, and in this section, this is where you're going to put, what do you think overall? What do you think of the directing? What do you think of the acting? What do you think of the writing? Stuff like that. The next, I put the next section as the evidence section, but really this is just more of the detailed section where you go into detail about which performances stood out to you. If you liked the cinematography, then which specific shots were it? Really, this is just where you put in the evidence to really back up your claims for your opinion in the first one. And if there's anything that you really didn't like about it, this is where you go in more into detail, saying what specifically bothered you about this film. And the third paragraph of the body is where I like to put my thoughts on what I think the director was trying to say with this film. This is more like my opinion reading into it. What did I think the themes were? What did I think the commentary was? And then to finish it off, you'll do a strong conclusion. So the conclusion is actually really important in a film review because this is kind of what a lot of people will look at. You know, a lot of people might skim through and look for your conclusion. So I would always recommend putting an overview of your final thoughts, your final statements. What would you rate this film? So you can rate this based on stars. You can rate it based kind of how IMDb does, you know, out of 1 out of 10, 1 through 10. And really the most important part is put whether you recommend this film. Alright, so now that you have your outline, the next step is to actually get writing. And really all you have to do is plug all of your information into this outline. So to start with the introduction paragraph, here's what I have written. Ignore It, written and directed by Sam Evanson, came out in 2021 and follows a family dealing with a supernatural presence. To deal with this mysterious entity, the family's defense is to simply ignore it. Now this is perfect for an introduction because it's really brief and simple and to the point. Now this is only a 6-minute film, so this is only a couple sentences. And of course, this introduction also includes all of the necessary information, including the title, the year it came out, and the director. Right now, as for the body of this review, I will only be reading you my first paragraph, which holds majority of my opinion. It reads, "Despite only being 6 minutes long, this film packs a serious punch. It is suspenseful the entire time. The tension built by the amazing visuals, haunting score, and great performance pays off with an intense climax." Now, what you'll notice about this paragraph is that it's short, it's to the point, and it's useful. You get my opinion about this movie in the first sentence, and everything off of that just builds. I point out the 3 major things that I really enjoyed about this movie without giving any spoilers, and this is a great first paragraph for your body. And the rest of the body paragraphs that I have are also only about 3 sentences. Again, for a film review, you really want to be quick and to the point. Alright, now for my conclusion. My conclusion is, again, extremely short. It just says, overall, this film was scary, suspenseful, and mysterious. I would rate it a 4 out of 5 stars and highly recommend sparing a few minutes to watch it. Now, this is perfect because, again, it quickly recaps everything that I thought about it, my overall opinion, my rating, and whether or not I recommend it. Alright, and that's just a quick overview of how I like to write my movie reviews. I really hope that you found these tips helpful. And if you decided to follow along with me and create your own review of this short film, please share in the comments. Alright, thank you!